Japan, a country of cherry blossoms, high-tech innovation, anime, and the world's most polite individuals. It all sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? A place where things operate with ease, as in a finely oiled machine, where crime does not exist at all, and where food is so divine your taste buds sing. But what if I told you that this facade hides some shocking realities in Japan? If you believe Japan is paradise, well, think twice. Because today, we're going to get into the tough realities of Japanese life nobody ever discusses. From insane work culture to utter social isolation, and even legislation that may make you wonder about your personal freedom. This is why life in Japan isn't as utopian as you imagine. Japan has a culture of being hardworking, but did you know that it's so extreme that there is a word for dying from working too much? It's karoshi, and it's actually a serious issue. If this is what you believe is right, yes, it is. Japanese people actually work themselves to death. The typical Japanese worker puts in longer hours than nearly everywhere else on Earth. Staying late is mandatory, and being unwilling to do so can get you labeled as disloyal to the company. And let's see, most of that overtime is uncompensated. Imagine this. You arrive at 8 a.m., take a 30-minute lunch break, and even when the clock is at 6 p.m., guess what? You can't go home. Your boss and coworkers are still putting in hours, so you're supposed to stick around too. 10 p.m. comes along, and you're finally released. Or so you think. The moment you walk in the door, you flop into bed, only to do it all again the next day. And what happens if you protest? Let's just say that Japan isn't as keen on worker rights as the West. If you refuse the pressure to work, you'll be accused of laziness and unreliability. It's little wonder that karoshi kills thousands each year. You've seen those cute, tiny Japanese apartments in anime, right? Yeah, now imagine paying over $1,000 a month for one the size of a shoebox. Tokyo is one of the priciest cities on Earth, and rental prices can be astronomical. The apartments are not only tiny, but they are also subject to absurd regulations, such as no noise after 10 p.m., no overnight stay guests in a few instances, and even the prohibition of foreigners as tenants. If you think you can live on instant noodles, okay, that's your choice. But fresh fruits? One apple is up to $3. A watermelon? Up to $50. Want to have a car? Good luck. Parking in Tokyo alone will cost you more than your rent. Tokyo is the 95th most expensive city in the world and the priciest in Japan. For a family of 4, monthly costs are around 951,720 yen, including 519,430 yen for living expenses and 432,290 yen for rent. A single person's cost of living in Tokyo is about 318,407 yen, with 145,735 yen for living expenses and 172,672 yen for rent. So unless you're making a very high salary, be prepared to go through your savings quicker than you can say, sumimasen. You'll always be an outsider. No matter how long you've been in Japan, how good your Japanese is, or even if you marry into a Japanese family, you'll always be a foreigner. The idea of being completely accepted in Japan is complicated. In contrast to nations such as the US or Canada, where immigrants can become citizens and become part of society, Japan has a strong us versus them culture. Foreigners, or gaijin, often face subtle but persistent discrimination. Some landlords won't rent to foreigners. Some companies prefer not to hire non-Japanese workers. And good luck getting a permanent residency, even if you've lived in Japan for decades. Even if you do everything by the book, bowing at the correct angle and using flawless Japanese, you're always a guest. It's not outright racism, but more of an ingrained cultural divide that renders full integration virtually impossible. You know how folks say Japan is serene? Well, sometimes it's far too serene. Japan boasts one of the world's highest rates of loneliness. There is a cultural pressure to fit in, and so individuals don't want to actually form a connection. And foreigners? Friend-making in Japan can seem close to impossible. Most Japanese remain with the friends they've known since childhood. And since they work so long, there's not much time to socialize. That's why Japan has a whole industry based on combating loneliness, from rent-a-friend companies to host clubs where you pay to have someone to talk to. And interestingly, Japan's loneliness epidemic is so bad that elderly women are committing crimes to find friends and healthcare in prison. Oh, and don't even get me started on the hikikomori phenomenon. There are over 1 million people in Japan who have locked themselves away in their rooms, refusing to leave their homes for years. Why? Because the pressure to fit into Japanese society can be so overwhelming that some people just shut down completely. If you imagine dating in Japan to be all cherry blossom strolls and adorable confessions of love, I've got some disappointing news for you. Japan boasts one of the planet's lowest birth rates, and a key contributor to that statistic is that people just don't date anymore. Actually, according to surveys, almost half of Japanese young adults have never been in a relationship, and more than a few aren't even interested in being in a relationship. Dating for foreigners can be even more of a task. Most Japanese are not comfortable dating someone from another culture, and relationship gender roles are very conservative. Men are supposed to be strong providers, and women are supposed to be weak and submissive. And if you're a foreign woman in Japan, dating can feel next to impossible, since many Japanese men prefer local women. On the flip side, foreign men often find themselves attracting attention for the wrong reasons. Some women are interested just because they're foreign, not because they're actually interested in them as a person. Think Japan is a free country? Think again, because the social norms in Japan are fierce, and violating them, even unintentionally, will earn you some serious side-eye. No eating on the go, no loud talking on the train, no tipping at restaurants, no nose blowing in public, no direct eye contact, no tattoos in most public areas due to Yakuza affiliations. And don't even get caught thinking about committing a crime. Japan's got a 99% conviction rate, so if you do get arrested, even for something minor, you're basically done.
Oh my God.
Japan may be lovely, but it's also one of the most disaster-ridden locations on the planet. Earthquakes, tsunamis, typhoons, life in Japan is about always being ready for the next disaster. There are earthquake drills at regular intervals, and citizens never fail to keep emergency kits close to the front door. And Fukushima, of course. Yes, Japan's nuclear meltdown of 2011, still haunting us to this day. Japan is an amazing nation with a distinct culture, breathtaking landscapes, and among the finest cuisine on the planet. But it's far from perfect. The crazy work culture, high cost of living, radical social isolation, challenging dating environment, strict rules, and perpetual threat of natural disasters make it one of the most challenging places to live long-term. If you believe being in Japan will be like having an anime dream come true, forget it. The truth? It's a nation that necessitates complete conformity. And even after that, you'll never fit in. Then do not bring your luggage without first asking yourself, are you actually prepared to see authentic Japan? Keep thinking and let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more travel guides ahead.